Good morning, and welcome to I'm going to keep it short, to the Cuba Museum. It's a lot easier than to say the American Museum of the Cuban Diaspora. But welcome. This is, as a matter of fact, I welcome also to the competition, which, as Regina said, is sponsored by the Association of Cuban-American Engineers and by the Cuban-American Association of Cuban-American Civil Engineers. So this is, but before I go further, I just can't go before I recognize Regina Rodriguez. A few words about Regina is that she has been my right-hand person for the last 3 years. Without Regina, I would not be able to do what we have done. In addition to that, Regina, in 22 days, is defending her dissertation. So she's going to be the Dr. Regina Rodriguez. Okay. In addition to that, she gave us news the other day, and we had dinner on Thursday, and always concerned about the growth of this program. And we're going to do things that to really actually give it even more emphasis. But she also told me that she was actually named Chief Operating Officer of the company that she started as a lab assistant as an undergraduate. So the company just went public, had an IPO. At the beginning of the year, so congratulations, well deserved. I couldn't think of anybody else but you, so thank you. And I also want to recognize, sitting in the back is Roxanne Ramos. She's one of our board members in the Association of Cuban-American Engineers. She's also the coordinator of the gala. We have the annual engineering gala on March 17th. 2018 at 7 p.m. at the Hyatt Airport. And we're very, very much interested in getting you guys to buy tickets for the gala. It's not that expensive, $85. So if you want to return to Miami to attend the engineering gala, we'll be there, and Roxanne can sell the tickets to you. So it's not really that complicated. It's an event that actually brings 500 people together. It's a tremendous networking chance for people that are basically getting into their career. We also will recognize a number of students that have actually won scholarships at the gala this year. So before we go, or let me get into the actual competition. We started in 2008, before I actually joined the organization. It was an idea that actually, how do we get young people to, number one, think about Cuba? And it was the idea at the beginning was, how do we get young Cuban-American students and people to think about Cuba and the future of Cuba? Because the fact is that the infrastructure in Cuba has decayed, is decaying, and will continue to decay. So the folks that actually began the process of organizing this competition had that in mind. And it actually concluded in 2010 with the first competition. So this is the 9th competition of the Cuba Infrastructure Scholarship Competition. So I'm very, very proud of having been working on this for the last 3 or 4 years. And basically the thought was that we want to get, as I said before, we want to get the students to actually think about the future of Cuba and how to improve the infrastructure in Cuba. And the mission is right there. It's very simple. It's basically to promote high-level engineering and high-level science that may apply to the future improvement of Cuba's infrastructure, which is very, very, very decayed. Okay? Let's flip to the next one. The objectives to accomplish this, and I'm moving around, so I apologize for losing my voice here. To accomplish this mission, we will, but again, and that's the reason why we bring engineers here. We foster engineering, and we do have 3 different type of presentations that we have this year. We have presentations that have to do with electricity, or converting the solar power into electricity. We have a transportation presentation in the city of Havana to actually give more people access to public transportation. And also we have environmental, which is how do you treat the residual water? How do you clean that residual water, especially after Hurricane Irma? And that's basically what we have. We want to foster engineering and science education. We want to form specialty committees to conduct research and analysis and collaborating with other organizations and disseminate the findings. This project will actually be housed in our website, so that anybody that wants to have access, I mean, and the future, what we envision the future is that we'll have a repository of Cuban data, repository of Cuban infrastructure, so that in the future, if organizations want to work and improve Cuba's infrastructure, they'll have a chance to get information from what you have done. And there's another side of this, which is the professional side. We have about 17 different projects that Dr. Manuel Cerejo organized the effort back in 1992 that deals with different infrastructures, different type of infrastructures. And we basically just need to bring it up to date. So we have a lot of information that we'll have in our repository concerning Cuba's infrastructure. So with that in mind, I offer my good luck today. You have done a great job. You have worked very hard. I know what it takes. You don't get extra credit for this. You have to do this in addition to preparing for the final exams. So I know how hard it is to make it happen, and I thank you for being able to be here today. And one more note. You notice that where are the Cuban-American students anymore? I mean, where are they? They're not as involved anymore as they should be involved, and that's one of the concerns that we have. You guys are not Cuban-American from what I know. So thank you for caring about Cuba's future. And with that in mind, I give it back to Regina. Thank you.